Hello everyone, welcome back to Atreyu Crochet. So in today's video, I'm going to be making, but before I tell you, I gotta say this. So many of you who watched last week's video were like, what are you gonna do with those hexagons? They're pretty, but what are you gonna do with them? Here and on Instagram. Well, my inquisitive fellow crocheters, hopefully a week was not too long to wait, but we've arrived at the moment, and you're going to see what I'm going to do with them. I am going to make a scarf, you guys. That's what I'm going to do with these hexagons. So, thanks for waiting, and yeah, let's get to it. Alright, so things you will need. I want a pretty long scarf, so I have crocheted 15 hexagons in 3 different colors, okay? If you want a shorter scarf, you don't need to make that many, but I want a nice long one. You're going to need a pair of scissors, you're going to need a darning weave-in tapestry needle, and some yarn to weave in because we have to connect these hexagons now. And you're going to need a crochet hook. I crocheted these hexagons with my US 6mm J crochet hook. However, I am going to connect them with a smaller hook just so that it makes it easier to get into the stitches. This is an I 5.5mm US hook. If you only have one size, you can connect them with the same crochet hook that you use to make the hexagons. It's not a big deal. Alright, so yeah, let's get to connecting. So you're going to cut some yarn, and then you'll take your darning weave and tapestry needle and you'll feed the yarn through like that. And you can tie a little loose knot to kind of secure it a little bit. You don't even need to pull it super close, okay? Just something like that. Alright, and now you're going to take whatever first squares you're going to begin with. Squares, I'm so used to working with granny squares. Whatever first hexagons you're working with, okay? So I'll take that one, and then you want to go in order of the color. If you have different color hexagons, the order that you want. So after this color comes this fuchsia color, comes this like sky blue. Alright, so now you're going to turn them over to their back side. This is the front, this is the back. Let me zoom in. I don't know if you can see. If you're beginners, it may not be obvious, but if you look here and then compare it to these, there's a different look on the back, okay? So I've turned this one over to the back, and now I'm gonna turn this over to the back. You want to make sure that the flat parts, like the sides, at least one side of each hexagon is lined up to the other side. You don't want something like that because that's a point to that side and it just doesn't work. So make sure you're lining up the sides, one side to the other side. Alright, if you saw last week's video, you will know that in these corners, the way we created this corner and every other corner is by chaining 2. So I'm going to turn this around just for a minute so you can see. Here's one chain, and there's the second chain, and then that's the actual double crochet, and then that's the actual double crochet on that side. So we're going to go into that chain right there, the first chain, which is this, and this is how it looks coming from the back. So that's the first chain, and then that's the second chain, and then we get to the double crochets. Okay, so you're going to insert your darning weave and tapestry needle into the first chain, and then pull it through. And we're almost all the way through, and then we're going to tie a couple of knots because we want to secure the yarn. So one, and then another one, 2, like that. Okay, we'll deal with this tail right here later. Alright, so now we're going to enter that same place again, that chain, that first chain, and then we're going to find the corresponding chain over here. So once again, let me get my other darning weave and tapestry needle. Because this is a corner, it has 2 chains. There's the first one, and then there's the second one, and then that's the actual double crochet. We're going to go into this first one there because we want to find the corresponding one, right? First one here, first one there. So we'll go in like that and pull it through. Okay? And now we're going to move over to the second chain on this hexagon, like that. And we're just going through one loop. And then we'll find the corresponding chain over there and go through one loop and pull like that. And as you're pulling, this tail is going to want to get in the way, so just pull it out of the loop when you're closing it up. Eventually we'll be over far enough where it won't be in the way. Alright, now we've arrived at these 3 double crochet. Okay, so with each double crochet, if you slice the icing off the top of the cake, off the top of the stitch, you see it has a front loop and a back loop. Okay, front, back, front, back, front, back. Same thing over here for these 3 double crochet. That's the whole top of the double crochet. Front, back, front, back, front, back. We're gonna go here into the loop closest to us, so we can say the outside loop. Okay, see how we basically came through the center to split it. Okay, and then that's the first double crochet over here, and then over there we're going to find the first double crochet over there and also go in that outside loop. Okay, like that. Alright, so let's do it for real. So front loop on this side, the hexagon closest to us, and then back loop on the hexagon on the other side, and then just pull through. Okay, and you should see a loop like that. Once again, the second double crochet, so 1, 2, here's the second one, front loop of this one, and then back loop of the other one. I kind of prefer, so I can use the same terminology as saying outside loops. Okay, if you look at these, if you look, I'll use this one. If you go through that top and you go through that top, this is an outside loop, that's an inside loop, that's an inside loop, that's an outside loop, right? So outside, inside, inside, outside. So I prefer to just say go through the outside loop on both sides. So outside, outside. Okay? And then pull. And it looks like I split my yarn there a little bit, so I'm going to take this out just to correct it. Alright, so outside, getting all of the yarn of that loop this time, and then outside like that, and then just pull. Okay, and we're connecting. Now we're in that chain 1 space, so just go through a loop of the chain like before and go through a loop of the chain on the other hexagon and pull. And you're just going to continue doing this across, outside to outside. Outside loop to outside loop, corresponding outside loop on the other hexagon. Outside loop to the outside loop there. Alright, continue doing this and I'll meet you once I get to this corner. Alright, going through the chain, going through the chain. Try to keep a consistent tension as you're pulling these together, as you're sewing them together. Outside loop, outside loop. See how I split that? So I'm going to go pull it out a little bit and then make sure I get the entire loop there. I'm so anal, you guys. I can't help it. Okay, outside, outside. If I see something done wrong, my grandmother always taught me, take it out and do it over. Because that mistake is going to bother you. You're going to notice it. So you'd be better off just doing it correctly. Alright, so those are those 3 double crochet. And now we're in the corner, so we're going to go through both chains in the corner. So do the first chain, find the first chain, and not see it. There are 2 here, 1, 2. Find the first chain in that one. And then go through the second one. And then find the second one there. Alright. Alright, so now what we're going to do is we're going to turn our work this way, and then we'll lay this flat, and we're going to go through these loops. We're going to feed the yarn back across to the beginning, going just under the white loops. White because I use white yarn. Whatever yarn you use, going under those loops, whatever color. Okay, and just pulling it across like that so that we can go back to where we started basically. And then we'll put that back like that. Doesn't that look nice? And now we're going to cut our yarn down now, and we're going to tie a couple of knots to really secure this. So 1, and make sure it's shaped the way you want it to be before you tie the second knot, and then 2, And then now you can cut these down. You have your 2 knots. So just cut both tails like that. Okay. All right. So isn't that beautiful? And now on this side, the front side, you're going to be able to see that design, and that is intentional. Okay. But isn't that beautiful? All right. So I've connected 2 of the 15 hexagons that I made. So I'm just going to continue doing that, and you should do the same. Make sure you're working on the back side. So when you start to connect the next one, the next color is white. So I'll grab a white, but don't forget to turn it to the back side, and don't forget to line up a side with this side. So you don't want it something like that. You want a side with the side. And then attach your yarn here, and then start connecting outside loops. Or if you look at it this way, front loop with back loop there. Don't forget to connect both chains in that corner and both chains in that corner. Then you'll weave your yarn back across so that you'll have 2 strands on this side, tie 2 knots, and then cut the yarn down like that. Alright, I will check back in once I get all of these connected, and then we're going to create a border. Just in case you're wondering, why do you have a crochet hook? You're not even using a crochet hook. We're going to use a crochet hook, you guys. Alright, I'll check back in later. Have fun. Alright, I have finished connecting my hexagons. I ended up only using 13 because it was sufficiently long, and I wanted to save 2 of the hexagons to show you how to add the border. I've decided that I'm not going to add a border to the scarf because I think it looks amazing, especially in these different colors without a border. But don't worry, I'm still going to show you how to add one. You will notice, you guys, that I alternated between the colors that I use when stitching these together. For example, here you have this like fuchsia color and the white, so I connect it with the baby blue. Here I have the white and the blue, so I connect it with that fuchsia. Here I have the baby blue and the fuchsia, so I connect it with the white. So it just gives it a very cool look. And you know, it's the little things that go into your project that really allow you to showcase your creativity and that allow your work to stand out. You guys are going to absolutely love this hexagon. And with this type of stitching that I've done and the way I connected them, I think this is like a very distinct sort of scarf. It looks amazing when it's on you. Alright, so yeah, this is done. If you guys want to, you could add, these are the 2 ends, you could add some what do you call those things? Fringes to the end, and or not, right? Just make sure if you do, you have them both, you know, you add them where they're both facing the front side, because it's going to drape over your shoulders to the front, and you want them to hang down from here. Okay. But yeah, I mean, I don't know if you guys can hear it in my voice, but I absolutely love this scarf. It's definitely one of the most creative things I've made, I've come up with, I've thought up, and yeah, I'm very proud of it. Alright, let me show you how to add this border now right quick. So I have connected these 2 fuchsia color ones with the blue. So I'm going to add a white border, and you notice I'm looking at the front side. This is the back side, right? But this is the front side. Alright, so I'm going to grab my white yarn, and I'm just going to hook it into this corner right here. And then I'm going to wrap my yarn around the hook, pull it through, and then chain 1. Okay, like that. And now I'm going to rotate this like this, and I'm going to crochet over this tail. So basically what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be crocheting a border of single crochets in this corner, okay, because this is a corner that I'm trying to go around, right? I'm going to eventually have 2 single crochets in there, but for right now I'm going to have 1. So I'm going to go into the corner, make a single crochet, alright, and then when I come back around eventually, that's when I'll put the second one in. Alright, so I'm going to put 1 single crochet in the top of each of these double crochets, just slicing the icing off the top of the cake like that, and I'm going to crochet over this tail, but I just want to show you there's the icing there. Okay, so I slice the icing off the top of the cake and make a single crochet, 1 in each double crochet So that's 3 single crochet for those 3 double crochet, and now I'm at this chain 1 space, so I'm going to put 1 single crochet for that chain 1. And now I'm back to the double crochet, so just 1 single crochet in each of those. And now I'm at the chain 1 space, so 1 single crochet. It's giving this nice border. 3 double crochets, so I put 1 single crochet in each one. And this border you'll complete this really quickly. And then, alright, so this is a corner, right? Because you see the 3 double crochet, chain 2, 3 more double crochets. So in this corner, since we're trying to create this curve, this turn, that point, we're going to put 2 single crochet in there. So 2 single crochet for that chain 2 space. That's not always going to be the case. There's going to be an exception, which I'll show you a little bit later. And then just go in and continue putting 1 single crochet in each of those double crochet. And you see, because I put 2 single crochet in there, it curved, it rounded the corner, okay? And so it has that point. Now just continue putting 1 single crochet, the chain 1 space, and then 1 in the 3 double crochet. And then I have this chain 1 space, so I'll put a single crochet in that. Now I'm at these 3 double crochet, so that's normal. 1 single crochet in each one. 1, 2, 3. Alright, here's the exception. So we're in that chain 2 space. This is a corner. This is that 3 double crochet, chain 2, 3 double crochet. But we're only going to put 1 single crochet in that chain 2 space. So go into the chain 2 space there and put a single crochet. Why, Atreyu, aren't you putting 2 single crochet if it's a chain 2 space and it's a corner? Well, you guys, I'm not trying to round the corner. I'm not trying to go around this way, right? I want to go across. So remember, the chain 2, the chain 2 in this case, and this 2 single crochets is to help you round the corner. Here, I'm just trying to go from this side to this side, so it only needs 1 single crochet. So when you're going from one hexagon to the next, you're crossing this border, only put 1 single crochet in that corner. And then we find the corresponding corner of this hexagon right across the water. How fitting that it's blue. You put 1 single crochet in there as well. Once again, you only put 1 single crochet in that chain 2 space in that corner because we're not trying to go around like that, right? We're just trying to go across. And we've made it across, so now we can continue with the pattern. Alright, so what that looks like is this. 1 single crochet in the next 3 double crochets, 2, 3, and then there's a chain 1 space, so I'll put a single crochet, and then 3 more double crochets, so 1 single crochet in each of those, 2, 3, and then the chain 1 space, so a single crochet, and then 3 more double crochets, so 1 single crochet in each of them, 2, 3, and now we're at a corner and a chain 2 space where we actually do want to round the corner. So we're going to put 2 single crochet in there to round the corner, 1 back in there for 2, and now we put the 1 single crochet in the next 3 double crochet. And that allowed us to round the corner. Okay, so you're going to continue in this fashion, going all the way around. In this corner you'll put 2 single crochet, in this corner you'll put 2 single crochet, in this corner, that chain 2 space, you'll put 2 single crochet. However, when you get to the water here, only put 1 single crochet in that chain 2 space and 1 in there and that chain 2 space, because remember, you're just trying to go straight across, and then continue like normal. 2 single crochet in that chain 2 corner, 2 single crochet in that chain 2 space, 2 single crochet in that chain 2 space, and then I'll meet you once we get back there. By the way, I just wanted to show you that when you get to a chain 3, okay, just go in that top chain. So I put the single crochet in the chain 1 space, and then here's that chain 3, just go into 1, 2, 3, the 3rd chain up. Treat that as a single crochet, just enter the chain and make your single crochet in it like that. And then the next 2 double crochet are normal, just slicing the icing off the top of the cake. Hopefully that makes sense. So I just put it in the 3rd chain up. I've made it to that corner where I'm about to cross the water, so in this chain 2 space I'll put 1 single crochet. and then I'm going to cross the water, and in this chain 2 space I'm going to put another single crochet, and then I'm going to continue like normal. I'm almost back around, 3 more double crochet to go to put 1 single crochet into. This is the 3rd one. And don't forget, since this is a corner, it needs 2 single crochet, and I only started with 1, so I got to go in there and put that 2nd one. Okay, now I'm going to slip stitch into the single crochet, the first single crochet that I made in that corner. So it's nice and off the top of the cake, yarn over and pull all the way through like that. Chain 1, cut your yarn, people, and then fasten off, and then you can weave this tail right through the single crochets. Okay, so this is what it looks like when you have a border, and it has its place and it's pretty. It does make it a little bit frilly. You can see how it's kind of wavy in certain areas, so it all depends on whatever look you're going for. It definitely has its place. Okay, so feel free to add a border, and then of course if you wanted to add those fringes, you can always add them, you know, at the bottom of your scarf. Just go through the single crochets. Okay, but I still prefer this look, especially since I altered the color of the yarn that I use. You know, it just, I don't know, I just prefer this look. It looks really cool, but obviously you have options. That's my point. Alright guys, that is going to be it for this video, but you know I will see you in the next one. In the meantime, happy crocheting.